Let's start out with this big news from the Giants. Let's begin with Victor Cruz and kind of how this comes about.
Well, this was almost a virtual certainty when you're looking at the numbers. When you go back to 2016, remember with Victor Cruz, and Adam knows this, they reduced his salary from 7.9 to 2.4. If he was going to remain on the roster this year, his salary would have been at 6.4, that cap charge at 9.4. The dead money, if he was off the roster, would be at 1.9. The easiest way to say that is that number, the last number I just mentioned, is way lower than all those other numbers. And that's basically what it comes down to, which is why when you look at this fiscally, economically, this is why it made the most sense. The thing with Victor Cruz is that, and I was just talking to someone in the organization, he really did want to stay. And the offense didn't go the way anybody on that team wanted it to go. Victor Cruz thinks that the way he played this year was not so much as a result of not being able to recover from the patella and the calf injury, but also more so because of opportunity. Odell has risen in the year that he got hurt and also in the year that he missed. A lot of balls went to him. And Victor Cruz thinks that his better position is in the slot when given more opportunities there.
A couple things here. With the combined releases of Jennings and Cruz, the Giants will save $10 million, Susie, on the salary cap. So that's important to them because they can now look to extend other contracts and they'll clear some more cash. Now, you talked about Justina. Victor Cruz is no longer there. They need a receiver with size. Victor's actually, out of the other two receivers, Sterling Shepard and Odell Beckham Jr., he's the biggest of the three. They need to get someone on the outside with some size. At running back, look for Paul Perkins, the former UCLA back who got a little bit of scratching the surface. Look for him to have a bigger role. But they need a dependable first and second down back. They've got Shane Vereen for third down. They need to get that one guy who they can depend on in first and second down.
Not to mention also that the draft is rich with running backs as well, and you're looking at a team that's not necessarily trying to go backwards in age. Obviously, Rashad Jennings is the older running back of the bunch as well, even though he's a very good locker room leader, very encouraging, positive, very close to Odell Beckham Jr., always had positive things to say when they were in crisis mode. The other thing that doesn't help is how the postseason resulted. You would think maybe if they had a different result, maybe you could have had a different explanation there, but the money in the end just made it what it was today.
And just quickly before we move on, for both of these players, do you believe there is lots of opportunity out there for both of them?
Rashad, Susie, could be a third down back. He's an excellent pass protector. He's a great locker room guy. Victor, I think Justina hit it big time. Slot receiver, that's what teams would tell me. He just does not run well enough. What's ironic about it is when he came to the NFL, he had never played the slot before. He was only an outside guy. Now at 30, he's an inside guy.
And you're looking at teams who might need a wide receiver. Victor Cruz, make no mistake, still thinks that he can contribute to a team. There are teams out there, I don't know what the cap situation is for everybody right now. We'll take a look at that more closely. But whether it's the Eagles, whether it's Green Bay, whether it's Minnesota, there are teams out there that could use a veteran wide receiver. I'm sure Victor will get more than 1.9 if he solicits his services elsewhere.
Okay. As the new league year approaches, obviously teams have a lot of work to do to restructure their whole roster. This is just the beginning. So